Everything is belief. Whatever you believe to be true, that is what happens with you. I always used to believe that why is life so difficult for me? From a very young age, I had seen that in comparison, I always got things that I wanted, but after having my fair share of struggle. So I used to have this belief, a very strong belief, that life is not easy. And I also had enough evidence in my experience, right from my childhood days to my 20s to my 30s, to reinforce this belief over and over that I get what I want, but life has always been difficult for me. It's either delayed or I have a lot of obstacles. It always begins with the very first incident that has happened. For example, in school, I would like barely get pass mark. So if I needed 40 marks, if I needed to score 40 marks out of 100 to consider that I have passed the test, then I would either be in that vicinity or sometimes I would even fail. So, parents and relatives, your friends in school, they will keep reiterating this, and you keep hearing this over and over. So just pass mark. She's below average. Now, nobody understands the psychology of why I used to perform that way in school. But they would just look at the result and conclude that this is who she is. And so I would keep internalizing everything I kept hearing. Like, yeah, Son is below average. I get what I want, but with great difficulties. So, with this, I formed my self image based on everything I kept hearing in my reality over and over and over, constantly being told to me that this is who you are. So, I also used to believe it 100%. And being a very powerful creator of my reality, I kept creating more of the same feelings and more of the same experiences my whole life. Like, never truly believing in myself or never truly seeing myself as someone who deserves to aim for 100 on 100 and deserves to fully have that confidence in myself and belief in myself that yes, I can also do it, I can also be there, I can also do this. But these earlier experiences in your childhood shape up the belief system and how you look at yourself. And that shapes up, that sets the tone for the rest of your life. Because I created just such experiences for myself where the reality reflected to me over and over how below average I am. Then what changed? Even when I couldn't see the light in me, even when my family couldn't see my true potential or the light in me, there is this something within me which is not human at all. There's something within me that refused to give up. It was this strong knowing within, as though placed by God, that would help me reach the stage or timeline of my highest possibility, of what I can do, what I know I can do. So that voice inside from a very young age, it was always there, a deep knowing that I am meant for something more. I am meant for something more. God put that voice in my it isn't exactly a voice, but it's just, even right now it is there. It's like a deep, it's centered inside, deep within, that I am meant for greatness. I am meant for greatness. And I have healed so much of my inflated ego. When you are very wounded, the more wounded your inner child is, the bigger and inflated your ego is. And we do that in order to protect ourselves. You create all these perfectionists, coping mechanism, hyper independence. You come across as somebody who's really tough. So I tried to shake this feeling off, thinking that maybe it is one of those coping mechanisms. But no matter how much I tried to get rid of it, because it made me very uncomfortable for me to accept it, that I am indeed awesome. Like anything I do, I rock at it. And I am a bloody genius. I have an excellent mind. I am an intellect. I have a very different wiring. So for me to accept it, my nervous system could not handle it. That wait, you were always told your whole life that you are below average and maybe you're not good enough. And here you're telling me that we are the best. So my body completely rejected that whole idea. And I thought that it'll be easier for me to just transmute that feeling I have inside, the deep knowing I have inside, that unshakable knowing I have inside, that I am meant for greatness. So I thought it'll be easier for me to get rid of that rather than to just follow that and truly accept it. That I am enough, I am bloody awesome, and I'm here to rock. I'm here to leave a legacy behind. I am here for greatness. I'm here to do revolutionary work by simply being myself. Wow. I feel so good when I accept this. And to accept this deep knowing that my soul has known all along, I had to fight against every fiber of my being and every single programming I received that kept reiterating over and over that I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve happiness, I don't deserve success, I don't deserve to live an abundant life. I Even though I resisted that voice or that knowing or that calling, whatever you call it, even though I resisted it, I somewhere unconsciously made a choice at the start of my spiritual journey and my healing journey, and planted the seed that no matter what, I am going to transmute every single shit that is telling me a lie, that's making me believe a lie, that I'm not good enough, or anything that's pushing me away from this deep inner knowing. If you have it, you will know what I'm talking about. So, a girl with zero sense of self, zero self esteem, zero confidence, there was still some force behind me, behind my transformation. And it's a miracle that I'm here today, completely transformed and healed from who I was. Healed from so much abuse, abandonment, torture, you name it, and I had it. But at the start of my healing journey and my spiritual journey, something made me just unconsciously commit to this journey. And that something had blind faith and blind trust in the voice or the knowing I'm talking about. The light just flicked over there. There was something greater than me that planted the seed very early on, that no matter what challenge comes my way, I will stay committed to this journey. And that is not possible for our little human mind to comprehend. So this was in 2019, which is like this is year 6 of intense isolation and intense healing work. And today I can say that I'm finally free. Free, absolutely. I feel so liberated. There is nothing that's keeping me tied anymore to the material world, to the matrix, which is again nothing but my own construct of the mind, my belief system, my mindset. I have challenged every single limiting belief, born in extreme like poverty consciousness. Not in terms of riches, but in terms of the quality of the thinking, the frequency of the people, a lot of negativity. I feel so proud of myself. And so well rested, relaxed in my own energy that for the first time I'm not really looking for a purpose or my role or my mission. Because I understand that my purpose is me being myself, rooted into this present moment every single second of the day, and not allow my mind to create or run after some future or think of the past anymore. Even though I was completely alone physically, like there was not a single soul who I could talk to about my inner world, my experiences, and everything I was going through. But I wasn't really alone. I met, not physically, but on YouTube, some amazing readers who I learned so much from. Like a lot of the things that I learned in my journey was because of the YouTube family. It's just amazing how I would just come on YouTube and randomly a video would pop on my feed and they would be talking about what I'm going through. It's just amazing when that happens. Yes, I want to find my people who are a match to everything I am. In terms of the vision, the way I love, the way I give, the way I think, everything. Because I have not been lucky when it comes to the people in my life. So my guides are very clear that you have to come out of your cocoon phase and really put yourself out there in the most authentic way. Only then your soul family will find you. I'm a big believer of new earth, and I consider myself to be a leader or one of the earlier ones who volunteered to evolve to the state where I can be a resident of new earth. I don't know I really don't know the technicalities of it, but this is all just deep knowing, something that my soul knows, and I cannot explain it to anyone, or at least try to make an attempt to. Is where I feel like my sensitivity is honored, respected, where everyone is just safe to be themselves. There is so much emotional wounding that happens in the name of relationships, friendships, family, where we just rupture each other's souls and inner world in the name of joke or being cool or being funny or being witty or just being. But what you're doing is internally you're making the person question everything they are, especially a sensitive soul like me. Like if I say something, I just want to completely be, without having to defend myself, fight for myself. That is how new earth looks like to me. People who are very conscious, they are high vibration, they are love based being. Where everything works on just your energy, and relationships have equal give and take. The first 40 years of my life, I was in an empath narcissistic template. With like everyone, most of them. Because I am wired to just be a giver. And unfortunately, we live in this world where there's no limit to givers giving, and there is no limit to takers taking. Like the taker will never say stop, and the giver will not know when to stop. So, a lot of soul fragmentation happens there, and how our energy is constantly being harvested by keeping us stuck in that low vibrational loop of perpetuating hurt and suffering, and the same cycle repeats because I am creating it. But you're just stuck in that and you don't know how to, like, you're not even aware. First, knowing how to come out of it is secondary. But first is you need to be aware that, wait, I am just running in loops. So that is what the awakening is, right? Like you wake up to realize that, wait, what is this? Who is this person? that's what that's exactly what happened to me. Where I started seeing my own, like, why is this happening to me again and again and again and again? That was the first awareness I had. Until then, I was on autopilot, like shut down my feminine, my emotions, and just working on mind programming. Like I was running on programs, like programs were running me. So there's a reason why a lot of us didn't fit into the old templates. Like I never fit in. I didn't have friends. I was not able to connect with people. Even my relationships were not that great. I was not able to connect with anyone, and I always felt like an outsider. I felt like a misfit. And then with awareness, social media awareness, I did check all the points of being a black sheep and a generational curse breaker. That's a bat. And it's full moon. The moon is beautiful. So that's how I learned a little bit about myself, that why I am so different from the family I'm born in. And it makes complete sense. So as on today, I am just vibing in my energy. I'm loving myself again. I'm so excited, giddy. After so many years of healing, I've reached the stage where I'm really looking forward to this next chapter of my life. So the old earth, me, the old earth zone, and the people involved, everything is gone. Right now, I am in this place where it's just me, myself. That's it. And I haven't been happier. Like I am truly so much at peace, because it's like I lost everything and I found myself. So it's beautiful. This video has no purpose, but it's just me randomly putting myself out there. And it doesn't matter, I'm doing it for me. So it doesn't matter even if nobody actually watches it. And that is a beautiful place to be in, where you're just creating for the sake of it. For the sake of it. Like I get the energy, I'm putting it out there. Again, recycling it within me itself, because I know that everything I want is within me. And the feeling I chase, right? Feeling fulfilled and satisfied. The day I started feeling satisfied simply for completing a task and not attaching my feeling of satisfaction or fulfillment or success to the end result. Like for me, right now, I have the energy to take action, do something, that in itself is success. So eventually whatever I attract will be a match to what I'm feeling inside. Isn't that like beautiful? But it takes a lot to get to this state, especially when we're just so focused on manifestation and so focused on the outcome and what we want, our desires. I was so programmed that way, completely poverty consciousness. That first thing I'll be like, okay, how much money am I making? Because everything, the worth, the value was attached to money and not creation or building something. So, yeah, thank you. That's about it. I can go on and on actually. I just love talking. I love talking on these subjects. Okay.